Welcome back. This is Chris Mosier with the Grateful Truce podcast. Today's date, October 22nd, 2025. This is podcast number 6 with the title of The Math of Moderation. Today we're going to cover one major topic. We're going to use numbers and data to draw a truce with alcohol, rather than relying solely on willpower or endless AA meetings or rehab. I have to start with the disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, therapist, psychiatrist. This is my perspective and opinion from experience based on research, endless research, my own decades-long journey, including writing a book. This is for those where AA and abstinence hasn't worked, but unlimited drinking is a disaster. Let's begin by talking about counting. One of the first and key signs that you're having a problematic relationship with alcohol is that you start counting. Normal drinkers don't do this. For example, look at me. I've gone 20 days. Or, hey, the month of January, I only drank 4 times. Or, my gosh, 72 hours. I feel so great. Let's go drinking. If you find yourself counting the drinks or the days, that's a sign. Accept it. Instead of fighting that impulse, let's use it to our advantage. Now, I'm going to go over 4 key equations for your truce. There are others. There are more. But for brevity, I'm going to cover 4 today. The first we're going to call the quantity equation, your daily limit. This is pretty simple. How many drinks today? You set a hard limit before the day starts. This is going to help prevent your hangovers. It's going to help you from losing control. Everyone has a different limit. I get that. Some people can drink way more than others. But I'm just going to give you an example. So maybe you go out and you normally have 6 or 7 drinks and you're still functioning the next day. Barely, but still functioning. Now, if you're a man, maybe we're going to pull that back down to 4 drinks. For women, obviously, you weigh less, you have different body chemistry. So maybe you're used to doing 5 or 6 drinks a day. We're going to cut that down to 2 or 3. And now everyone's going to have questions of, well, what is actually a day? Is that a 24-hour period? Is that when I wake up? What counts as a drink? Are shots not included? Does a 9.0 IPA count as a beer? Listen, step 1, don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. You've probably been overthinking this your entire life. I know I did. So just use some round numbers. Okay? Instead of drinking 6, we're going to drink 4. If you're a woman, instead of drinking 5, you're going to drink 2. Yes, included a shot. And if you're drinking that 9% IPA, that probably counts as 2, right? Normal beer is 5%. Be honest. Honesty will gain you so much ground in this battle. Be honest with yourself and others. What's the goal? You're trying to wake up the next day feeling fine, not riddled with guilt, periods of blackout, shame, remorse. But what we're trying to do is decide, okay, I'm not going to go down the road of AA or rehab. I know I have a problem, but I don't want to not drink the rest of my life. So what can I start to do? Here's a beginning. Start counting how many drinks you're going to have when you go drinking. Number 2, the time equation, controlling the clock. So it's not just how much you drink, but it's for how long you drink. A good example is most people drink in a window. Our lives force us into this drinking time every week. For example, after work or on weekends. That's pretty much it for a lot of people. So the strategy is you're going to reduce the window. So I'm staring out a window in my office right now. I don't know, it's, I think 4 foot by 6 foot. Imagine shrinking that window down to 3 by 5. So if you're used to drinking 5 p.m. to midnight or 1 a.m. every Friday and Saturday, well, how about we reduce that window when you drink down to 5 to 7? For most people, this might sound basic. This might sound kind of like first grade, but I'm here to tell you, this will automatically reduce the total amount you can consume. I got a nickname when I did this because there was a period of time when all my friends, we would start drinking after work, 6 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock I'd be gone. And for them, they would be out till midnight or 1, and they laughed about it. But they'd always be like, Chris, we know you're bailing. They called it bailing. I called it saving myself from overdoing it and regretting it the next day. Number 3, the frequency equation, reducing your total drinking days. So now we want to combine the quantity with time with how often you drink. So you're going to reduce the numbers of days you drink either per week or per month. So using the example from before, if you were a Friday and Saturday drinker from 5 a.m. till midnight, now you're going to try to be a Friday, Saturday drinker from 5 to 7 was step 2. Now, step 3 is, let's just do it on Friday. Right? We're not quitting drinking. We're not going down roads where you feel like you're going to lose friends or you're going to lose relationships with all of those that you drink. You're just strategically making a math decision. Instead of every Friday and Saturday, I'm just going to do it Friday for a while. You're not punishing yourself. I'm sure some of your friends who like to go out and drinking with you will understand. Maybe sometimes you go out on a Friday, sometimes you go out on a Saturday, but you're just reducing the total drinking days. Number 4, and I can't stress this one enough. I call it the spin dry equation, a scheduled period of sobriety. Now, I don't know where or how we decided to recognize alcoholics and addicts with days gone by. Ooh, I have my 24-hour chip. Ooh, I have my 1-week chip. 6 months, 1 year, blah, 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 blah. I can't stand that recognition because only a very small percentage, somewhere from 10 to 15%, ever get to 1 year. So you're always back to ground zero. There's no wiggle room. right? Oh, I went and had a couple drinks. You're back to day one. Yeah, but I got a year in. Well, you're back to day one. Well, what about the year I just did? Well, sorry, you're back to day one. It is brutally demeaning, degrading. I can't stand it. I mean, I got over 5 years. I was happy when I got my 5-year chip, but I was also miserable, depressed, and almost suicidal. So I'm here to tell you, there has to be a balance between counting your days and recognizing why you're doing it. So for me, I personally, once a year, do 100 days of consecutive sobriety. I count every single day. In my prayer with Jesus and the Lord, hey, I'm on day 8. Woo, I'm on day 10. Father, please continue to give me the strength to get another day tomorrow and another day. So I'm not a negative Nelly on counting the days. But what I'm against is the shame if you don't make it. And it's my experience that us alcoholics are going to come up with any reason in the world to drink. And then we're right back on the shame and guilt roller coaster. So maybe your spin dry is 20 days or 30 days. It's incredibly important for me to put in that 100 days every year to remind myself I can do it. You'll be able to remind yourself you can do it. You feel really good afterwards. And on day 101, when I go out and have some margaritas with my wife, I'm not filled with shame that I'm drinking. I'm not filled with guilt the next day that I'm back to day one. Actually, the last time I did this, I made it 115 days. I was happy the next day. I had a great night out with my wife, and I was very happy the next day. Yeah, sure, a little hungover. No one's ever happy with that. But I wasn't back to day one. I accomplished a math of moderation goal, which was I achieved at least 100 consecutive days a year sober. This isn't for forever, right? You're not telling yourself, well, I need to take the entire year off. No. And maybe you do 4 40-day off periods, right? The math of moderation. Maybe that's what works for you. Regardless, you're going to be amazed at how you feel physically and mentally. Now I'm going to give you a bonus, the financial math. All right. So let's talk about your pocketbook, your wallet, your purse, your debit card, your checking account. Imagine, if you will, that you actually do a budget every year. I know, I'm sure there's some of you that laugh at that, but I do. And you probably had some categories in that budget. I had entertainment in and entertainment out. So entertainment in was how much I figured I was going to spend on alcohol or such at home. For me, that was usually around $100 a month. And then entertainment out. At your bars, your restaurants, your clubs, $200 to $300 a month. That might be a lot higher. I can't even imagine what single men must pay today for the ladies' drinks. My goodness. I was at a restaurant the other day and they were charging $12 for a Coors Light. What's the limit? I guess we'll save that for another podcast. The point I want to talk about is if you're able to moderate your drinking, you're going to find that your financial health greatly improves. So instead of spending $1,200 a year on beer and wine at the house, maybe you only spend $600. Bam, that's $600 back in your pocket. What if instead of going out all the time, instead of every Friday and Saturday, you're only going out every Friday? And instead of staying there from 5 to midnight, you're there only 5 to 7. Boom! You just cut that number from $3,000 a year to $1,000. That's some serious money that you're putting back into your pocket that you can use for so many other things. Not to mention, no need for Tylenol or whatever the pain relieving medications are that get you through the hangover days. This topic is so important to me. I hammer it over and over again. I know it's blasphemy for many to even discuss how someone with a drinking problem can moderate. Well, how's it been working for us so far? AA's not doing it. We have more alcoholics and drug addicts in America than we've ever had before. We need another choice. I call it a truce. And one of the cornerstones of that truce is moderation. And one of the best ways to do it is to count, is to do some math. For many, moderation isn't a weakness. It's a smarter, more sustainable path. Use this math not as a chain, but as a tool. This gives you structure, it helps you gain back control, and it gives you clear data of which you can judge how your truce is going. I refer to this as holy intel. And your path with moderating your drinking depends on your ability to do math. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you all and have a great week. Bye-bye.